Yo, man, so the Joe Budden podcast had a heated debate about DDG and Halle Bailey, dog. Now, I'm sorry I'm not in the studio to give a pure reaction, but I just wanted to share this clip with y'all and discuss a few things. Now, in this video, Melissa Ford defends Halle no matter what and debates with the cast, mainly Ish, but some viewers are calling out Melissa as well and posting some receipts to refute her points. Now, hold on tight and peep this real quick.
Idea what anybody's take is regarding this, so I'd love to hear it. I know Mel.
I feel like the only reason why we know any of this is because he is constantly online talking about it, and after the breakup being completely disparaging of her, making his claims, et cetera, et cetera. Also, when he went on, when he started talking about the fact that she was, preventing him from seeing Halo, he did this on his streaming platform with his millions of viewers, creating like a hashtag free Halo. What does that do? That encourages your audience to go to her and start bullying her without any of the facts other than the ones that you just presented, which are up for fucking debate. Whoever's right, whoever's wrong, it really is. It's gotten so fucking messy, nobody even knows. But my stance is he comes off as being so fucking wildly stressful to deal with after you've just had a baby. I'm standing 10 toes down on Halle's side. I don't even have to have all the facts. The fact of the matter is she had a baby.
That's
she has
on brand.
No,
Shocker.
but
Yeah. Plot twist with
it's
this.
because that's just
I don't
how
think
I
you're
feel.
wrong, by the way.
I
Some
think
of your reasoning, maybe. It all seems like messy shit to me.
it is very messy shit, but at the end of the day, you have a young girl who's trying to manage a career, manage a relationship, have a baby, and then, there's debates on how long postpartum actually lasts, but it ain't 6 to fucking 8 weeks. It's a really long time for women to start feeling any semblance of fucking normalcy. And she's in the public eye. She has a baby daddy who's going to the fucking world to get a sense of validation or to get them to agree with him. Like, that is wildly stressful. So maybe she did have a manic, episode where she's saying a bunch of fucked up things in text. Why is she being judged on her worst moments when she is in the most vulnerable fucking state? And that is why I'm going to be on her side. And also, he wants to file a restraining order. Child, she filed one first and was granted. She don't want to be around you. This is the same motherfucker that went to her house, keeps going to her house unannounced, breaks into her house, takes a picture of her bed to let her know that he is inside your house and can get in your house whenever you want, and then rips out the camera systems. How fucking safe does this girl feel?
There's allegedly.
Allegedly. One thing, his order was, what he filed was so that she can't take the baby to Italy for that time. It's like not trying to be around her or keep her away from him. It's just, I don't want you to take my son. That's what he was filing.
There's a lot of situations, man, when you don't take the text message serious, that something end up happening to the child. We've seen that a lot of times, whether it's when it comes to domestic issues.
And they say, the signs were right there.
The signs were right there. So him filing this restraining order based off of the text message that she's been sending him is a right move for him to do.
I'd like to challenge a few of the things that you said.
Okay.
Okay. Who, Mel?
Yeah. In terms of weaponizing a fan base to bully you.
They're both doing that.
They both are doing it.
I don't see how she's done it.
Now we let you get a runway to get all of your shit off. Let's have the conversation without us triggering one another. Because I'm not trying to trigger nobody, and please don't trigger me. And this topic could be triggering.
It's very triggering.
I done been through every aspect of this. The second that she left him, fan bases were weaponized. Because you had the Disney girl, the Beyonce girl, the clean sister act girl's fan base saying, yo, dog, you lucked up. She should have never been with you. You's a bum. You clout chasing. Every chance you get, you mentioning a baby, you mentioning her. She don't want you. That was a thing. That was a real thing. I'm saying this as somebody.
Fam, it went on up here. We got into an argument about DDG.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He's
We
right.
did. We got into an argument about DDG. You took Chloe's side. I mean, you took Haley's side. We took DDG's side. We got into an argument about DDG. So it's not like he was the person that was throwing out the bully shit and she was just on the receiving end of that.
Yeah,
That's not true. Both of their fan bases were weaponized.
She did not weaponize hers. She couldn't. Just let me say this one thing. Just one thing, and then y'all got it.
Hijack the topic.
No. Holy shit.
You're gonna hijack
How
that
many
topic.
times
Go
they hijacked dog piled on me? One
I'm
time.
saying,
I just want to say this one thing.
Go ahead.
She did not weaponize her fan base. And furthermore, everybody's saying that he's a clown, stay away from him, blah, blah. She didn't listen. She followed her own heart. That was the man she wanted. She chose. She had a baby with him. She did not listen to anybody. So she did not weaponize her fan base. They made their own assumptions. He went on streaming.
Now you're off the tangent. Can you not respond to each point that we're about to make the same way we did with you? That's all I'm asking.
Right.
I have more of your points that I'd like to challenge.
Even with that weaponization point, the artists sometimes don't have to say,
go do it.
Yeah.
They don't have to do that.
If nothing else, we've proven that both of them played part in the weaponization of fan bases. 1. 2, in terms of things being made public and why they are made public, they're playing courthouse games.
True indeed.
Mm-hmm. Courthouse games is not only where things become public, but it's where both parties go to say the worst of the worst about the other. So unfortunately, these stories, the break-in stories, they're public because they're court filings. 3, she played her hand in some of this being public when she vehemently was against the kid going to Constant's house.
And put that out.
And she put it out. So all I'm saying is, at the start, you have 2 young people that are engaging in the messiness of a breakup after a baby.
That's fair.
Like my thing, and I'm not on anybody's side. Again, I think the child is the real recipient of the
bullshit.
negativity. But I don't understand, to Joe's point, how you could say, yo, I don't want my kid around Kasana or on a stream or anything of that sort, but you are electing to take my kid across to a whole different country outside of me.
I thought
I think that's very, very different.
I think that's different personally. A lot of shit goes on these streams. It'd be girls. It'd be a lot of shit going on the streams. Her taking a kid with her to work in another, just happens to be in another country. You don't know, you can have a nanny, you got whatever over there with you. I'm not subjecting the kid to anything necessarily.
Supposedly.
You don't know that.
Wait.
That's supposedly.
That's
supposedly.
Wait. You can't do that without my consent.
No,
I don't give a fuck if you got a nanny and you got the best condition. You cannot do that without my consent. We know that as dads.
What I don't like to do is this.
Depending on how.
But isn't that what the restraining order says?
That's not necessarily depending on what's set up.
The restraining order basically says she has sole custody.
If she got
so
sole,
if she wants to make that decision, she can do that.
I don't know. That's not true.
That is incorrect.
I don't know that to be true.
That is incorrect. You are wrong.
Does she have? I don't know what they.
You
got.
cannot do whatever you want just because you have sole custody.
You can't
That's
do
incorrect.
that.
I've been through it.
I know that y'all want to fucking. It's the erasure of father rights around here. But you cannot take this baby. No, you can't.
It's not true. And my thing is this, and I hate that this point gets overlooked. Fam, you had enough discernment to lay down and have a baby with this man, right?
Yes.
We are electing this man to be the father of your child.
Can I pause you right there for a second and add to what you're saying? Maybe messy, but it is being spoken about. He convinced her to have the baby. She said, I'm having an abortion. No, that's part of listen, there's another side to this that paints her as being emotionally manipulative, and I think that is what he filed in his court filings. And I'm not even going to continue to speak to that. I can speak to how a dad moved when he want the kid.
Yes.
That's what I can speak to.
Is there proof of her making that statement?
No, it's not proof of some of the stuff that you allege neither. Okay. But we talking about this.
Well, I think that
we'll talk to our fact checker, Jeremy.
Yeah, well,
Fam, what I'm saying is
please
this, a different
fact check that. If there's any proof, written proof that she said she was going to have an abortion and he convinced her to have the baby. Because if not, then that is just his word against hers, and that's nasty.
You know what there is written proof of?
We can't do that though. We
You know
can't
what
do
there
that.
is written
You can't
proof
say
of?
it's written proof of this, but we don't have written proof of that. And the things that we don't have written proof
No, I'm just
of.
talking about text messages. Since
No,
you
but
wanted
you
to put
didn't
them out.
bring up
You didn't
written
bring
proof
up written
when
proof
he
of-
broke in the house
Yeah.
and yada
We
yada
don't have
yada.
written proof
We
or
don't
proof
have
of
proof
those
of these
things
things.
He
either.
took a picture of her bed.
So he
What
could
does
have
that
took
mean?
that picture 9 years ago.
He let her know that I'm in your house. I could take a picture of your. I'm taking a picture
You're
of your
getting
bed.
that from a
It's
police
okay.
report,
It's
Mel,
okay.
is what
I
we're
know.
saying. But anyway,
So what I
Jeremy,
was
let
saying-
us know when
Hold
you
on.
have facts.
It doesn't seem like there's any public record of her saying that. DDG said in an interview, we weren't aiming for a baby. It kind of happened. What are we going to do? He said, she always wanted to be a mom and I always wanted a kid. So from there, we just made a decision to go through it. I don't know if there's any public record of her saying that.
Bro,
the
the point I was making is something different.
Got it.
The point I was making is, the second that we elect to have a child, right? Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, it was agreed upon mutually.
I'm sure it was.
You now can't, when we break up, say, yo, that bitch is a bum mom. I ain't never want to have a baby with her. I don't want her to be alone with my kid. You elected to have a child with this woman. So that speaks to your judgment and your own discernment that you thought in that moment she would have been a decent mom, and vice versa.
Okay, see, I heard all that. Now, Melissa was going extra hard, and here's some tweets from a few viewers. So, homie right here says, man, I could be crazy, but can someone send me some clips of DDG antagonizing and weaponizing his fan base against Halle? I don't know what Mel seen, but I always saw him keep her image clean. And this lady right here says, hey, I couldn't find any, but here's a video of him defending her on multiple occasions. Peep this real quick.
Yeah, start with that free Halo shit, man. Halo is free, He in New York with his mama. Plus, he don't need to be around that shit anyway. Please be respectful to my very, very personal life because it does affect me from what y'all say. So just try, please, to be respectful as possible. Can y'all stop saying free Halo? Halo is free, y'all. Okay? Good. I think it's going good. We're figuring it out. It's really just about the kid, As long as my son has a great childhood and he doesn't experience any trauma or he doesn't feel any negative energy, that's all that matters. As long as he loves his parents and his parents is in his life.
We're trying to get to a point of peace with her as far as co-parenting.
Yeah, we cool.
Yeah.
Figuring it out. One thing I don't like when people do, I don't like when people hate on Halle. I don't care if people think she wrong or not, or if I think she wrong or right. She could be going through something mentally after having a kid that I can't understand as a man. So when situations like this happen, I try to handle it with as much grace as possible because Halo needs her, I need her. We need each other to create a childhood that's safe and fun and memorable for him. Halo is the biggest blessing in my life. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't remember what life was like before Halo, and I wouldn't have him if it wasn't for Halle. And for that reason alone, like, I got unconditional love and respect for her that nobody can really change. And y'all gotta understand, we going through a very different transition right now. We only been parents for 10 months. It's hard for us. So when little stuff like this happen, it's really nothing. People go through this type of stuff all the time. I just don't appreciate when people try to put me against her, or it's like me versus her and all of this, and she's wrong and he's right, blah, blah, blah. Like, y'all can hate on me for as long as y'all want, but leave Halle alone, man. Me and her getting into it is no good for nobody, either one of us. So that is my family forever, and we gonna figure it out.
Something that's worked out for the both of you when it comes to co-parenting and getting to a good place.
Communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just communication and quality time.
Okay, nah, fair enough. So there has been more perspectives on TikTok that are interesting as well. People are choosing sides and are battling it out for DDG and Halle Bailey, but we're gonna check out these opinions from these two TikTokers. One named Nala2 and the other name is Sheyonce Unique. See what they got to say for their respective sides.
Who is behind DDG's legal team? Who is behind him? Only because me reading them text messages, I don't know, it doesn't give that she's suicidal and she wants to just off herself and she's not mentally stable. What it gave is you're a narcissist and you like to manipulate the situation. Because me reading those text messages, Halle was hurt. Like, it was given like this is her first heartbreak. And I don't know if y'all used to watch her on YouTube with her sister. Like, they were very nurtured as like kids and things like that. So I really do think like DDG was her first like love, like seriously. And she obviously loved him. And the fact that you're trying to bring up that she was suicidal on Mother's Day only because she wanted to spend time with you. She wanted to be celebrated as a mother, and you disappeared. You weren't answering your phone. You left her alone. Postpartum depression is real. And I don't know about y'all, but me even reading those messages of her even being mad at him, it wasn't even giving that she was the aggressor. Like, she's just trying to find answers. And she genuinely cannot believe that you was treating her like that. The fact that she even brought up, like, all you care about is being famous and having money. And she actually told you, I don't think you are capable of even giving me the affection or love that I'm seeking for. The fact that you're trying to turn that into something else is just crazy. Like, him and his team and his family. Like, my thing is, take accountability. I genuinely feel bad for Halle just because you can tell this really messed her up. Because it's just like, you're proving the people wrong. Like, people are already saying that she was too good for him. He's gonna do this, that, and the third. He's trapping her. And it's just like, it's giving that you did try and trap her. And the fact that you're saying like she tried to do an abortion behind your back. First of all, my body, my choice. Second of all, that just further concludes that maybe she's right. You do only care about fame and money. And you knew that this baby was just gonna keep her next to you. Like, I don't know. Allegedly, I don't, this is my opinion. To me, it just seemed like putting out these messages just made him look worse. It actually did the opposite that they thought it was going to do.
Halle is a crash out. She is a certified crash out. It's so funny how now that DDG has evidence and proof, now all of a sudden, oh, it's just her postpartum depression. But before he showed any proof, it was, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. But now, y'all saying it's postpartum. Y'all wasn't saying that before. But he couldn't defend himself because of her. So he wasn't allowed to speak on nothing at all. He literally said that he'd been trying to protect her image, yet y'all are still in denial. Still in denial. It's a video surfacing of her having a knife. Dub literally told her to put it away, put it down. Why do you got a knife? Y'all don't find that weird? Y'all don't find that questionable? And I'm tired of all this girls stuff. I am not a girl's girl, and I will never be a girl's girl because of this. Y'all think that men don't get abused mentally, physically, emotionally, financially? She was literally threatening DDG by telling him that, oh, I'm gonna just myself come and get the baby, begging DDG to come and get the baby. Yet y'all want her to have full custody. She's obviously an unfit mother. Obviously, even before she even had the baby, during and after, she is a unfit mother, and y'all are still trying to take up for her. Literally. And DDG has proof and evidence of what he said. And y'all still are saying that he's this and that. What y'all are saying about DDG is exactly who Halle is. And y'all are stuck in denial. Y'all did the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all women, y'all gotta stop this girls stuff and this. Like, why do y'all hate that man so much? What did he do to y'all? Seriously, what did he do to y'all?
Okay, so all in all, man, I'm saying people are getting caught up into the relationship back and forth. You know, even I've admittedly addressed certain aspects while covering the content, and we can debate about all that until we blue in the face. But in my humble opinion, though, nothing no one has said on either side makes me believe that Halo should go without either parent being in his life, dog. They need to work this out for 50-50 custody, and Halle's gonna have to ease up on the controlling aspect and trust the man that she laid down to have a baby with. And DDG, on your end, my boy, you gotta take advantage of every every single opportunity to get your child. I've been doing live reaction to this paperwork, and it's been too many times where you had an opportunity and you turned it down. That ain't cool. The judge is saying that too. No matter how busy he is or how short the time is, it doesn't matter. You got to go and get him. The times that he denied getting Halo for whatever reasons, show that you were comfortable with Halo being in her care. So that goes against your entire argument when you're saying that she's unfit because of her mental health issues, you know? But if you don't get them, it looks like you really don't care, and you're only bringing these things up because of what's going on in court now. That doesn't mean those things aren't true. But in the court of law, that can hurt when it comes to your concern. You know what I'm saying? Like, how big of a concern do you really have? Because you skipped out on those opportunities, all right? That's what I'm saying. Be clear. I know DDG fans gonna be mad about that. I don't really give a damn if you do. That's why I'm giving clarity. If you are scared for your child's safety, but you have the opportunity to go and get him sometimes, and you go ahead and choose not to, like we discussed before when we were going over Halle Bailey's conversations with DDG's mom. DDG had the opportunity to get Halo, I believe, either at the end of April, and his mom relayed the message to Halle that he would just wait a couple weeks until she came back in town from that trip I believe she was on. But yeah, DDG, those things right there, the judge is going to see that, and that's why she'll write things like she initially wrote. There's no imminent concern based on what you saying about her mental health if you weren't acting as quick as possible to get your child when you had the opportunity to. So you got to be careful with those things, my boy. I want you to get your son, but you got to be on point with that, dog. Even if it's 6 hours. And I know it feels disrespectful. When I read that, I'm like, how you going to tell a man he can only see his son for 6 hours a week? 6 hours a week. Supervised visits. That's disrespectful, bruh. But in the court of law, they're gonna think you didn't even take advantage of the time to see your son anyway. How much do you miss him? They're gonna be thinking that way, bro. You gotta be on point. Get your son by any means possible. But let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Well, I know I keep my viewers on their toes. They don't know if I'm a misogynist or I'm a goddamn simp. Y'all don't know what it is, boy. But that's how you come off if you are always true to your own judgment, dog. I don't pick no sides. But mine's. I'm out.